Hello, Aquarius. I'm Claire-Louise Hay from BeHealing.com, and this is your energy update for the week of the 9th of August, 2021. I hope you're doing well. Aquarius, be sure to check out your Sun, your Moon, your Rising, and your Venus sign for a full picture of all of the energies that you have going on this week. I have a live show 3 times a week, live here on YouTube, called Psychic Cafe. Would love to see more Aquarius energy in there. And if you're interested in a private reading with me, they are available from my website, behealing.com. You can find a link for that in the description box below, and also one up there as well. So let's find out. Ooh, 2 cards. What have Aquarius got going on this week? Let's see. You've got the threshold, so you're on the verge of something. Some change is what is coming. Change is coming. Is it good? Well, it's going to be a mixture like everything. You know, I was asking for change in my life, because I was all like, I'm healed, I'm doing really good. Come on, universe, time to bring something new in. And then something new came in, like, freaking out, more healing to do and all of that. So fleeting beauty, you've got this impermanence kind of thing. So change is coming, is what I heard with that, the threshold of it. Change is coming this week for you, but it's not going to stick around. So I wonder what it's all about then, if it's not going to stick around for you, Aquarius. Let's see. What was that one? Okay, so this change is fueled by your imagination here, because you got the election card. So fueled by your imagination. Oops. Yeah. There's a bit of deception, self-deception going on here. So you're on the threshold of something. Change is coming in. You're imagining it to be maybe a long-term thing, or to be a perfect situation kind of thing, and that is self-deception. It's your imagination. Your imagination is great. Now, imagination, sometimes we can use our imagination to kind of get the law of attraction going, right? To try and manifest what it is that we want. Sometimes we like to use our imagination to kind of fuel the law of attraction, so we dream things into being, right? But sometimes, as with everything about us and everything in life, there's always going to be a balance there. So every aspect of ourselves has got a positive and a negative side too. It's got its challenge and it's got its gift, right? And so what is it about imagination that's the challenge then? It is useful, yeah, but the challenge about it is when we get delusional about it. And so when we use our imagination to avoid reality, you know, so we meet someone, we imagine them to be this amazing person that's right for us, instead of seeing the red flags. It's that kind of thing. So this is the energy of change coming into your life, yes, and it seems to match the imagination bit that you've got, yes, but it's not. There's a heavy dose of self-deception in that. It's going to be fleeting. It's probably because of that. So you might be having some kind of an encounter, and you might be super, super excited about it this week, Aquarius, because you think, it's it, this is it, this is it, and then it's not it, and it's like, oh. So that seems to be telling me that you're on this roller coaster. It's it. It's not it. You know, that kind of thing. So you're being asked to find that stability within yourself of reality, you know. King of Pentacles, this is the stability. This is you being stable. And patience. Patience for that. So it could have been that you've been rushing into something here, Aquarius. Rushing in too soon, before you've got the details of it. You know, when we do that, you're like, this is it. You tell all your friends, I have this job. It's got to be mine. It's mine. It's mine. I'm sure it's mine because it's like perfect for me. And it's like, oh, and then you don't get it. And I'm like, ooh, what? So you're rushing in with your imagination here, and there's some disappointment. But you just need to wait for what is truly yours. Yes, there's some disappointment here. Heartbreak. Should we get another card out? We can't leave it at heartbreak, can we? Let's get another card out for you, Aquarius. What else do Aquarius need to know? That's too many. This week for Aquarius, what else? That one. And then we'll get some clarifiers out for you. The King of Cups. Oh, this could be someone else coming in, wanting to love you there. Let's find out what this is all about. So King of Pentacles, definitely your energy, or this is what is being asked of you now. Get stable. Get stable, Aquarius. That's what's showing up this week, is a message for you to seek that stability within yourself. A little less imagination, a little more reality is what I'm getting here. You know, it's not, the universe isn't just trying to dangle carrots in front of your face and saying, no, you can't have it. It's not. Using your intuition, right? But this is where it gets tricky, right? Because this is where we get into self-deception. But I thought that my imagination was my intuition. Sometimes it is, and sometimes it's not. Sometimes we can get carried away with our imagination there. So it is about fine-tuning. It's about seeking that balance, and it's about your mind this week. The balance of your mind, Aquarius, of what you make things be in your mind, or what you make things mean in your mind, or how far you take that imagination. So I think this week, Aquarius, you need to bring yourself into the moment and ask yourself, is this true? Is this actually true? I'd like it to be true, but is it actually true? Am I getting the evidence that it's actually true? Bringing yourself in that moment and not allowing your mind to wander to those fantastical kind of pie in the sky kind of, this is perfect for me, because nothing is, right? Perfection doesn't exist. So as soon as you get into that overly perfect scenarios in your head, that's fantasy land, right? Know that that's fantasy land. Now there is a place for that, because especially if you're feeling down, to get to, you know, that kind of a place of imagining great things happen, it does, it lifts you up, it raises your vibration, it's great. But then when you're faced with actual life, real life, it works against you. Part of it works against you. It's that balance, just finding that balance. It's an inner journey, like I said, this week. An inner journey to see what is your imagination, what is you taking things too far in your imagination, and what is actual intuition, and what's reality, and deciphering all of that, Aquarius. Big job on your hands this week. So finding your stability through finding a balance between your reality and your imagination, and figuring out what's your intuition and what's just fantasy. Is this real life, or is this just fantasy? Sun Queen. So Temperance, take your time with it all. Just take your time. Don't rush into anything, and don't rush into telling people about it, because you're going to feel embarrassed, or maybe even shame afterward. You don't want to set yourself up for that, you know. If you have done that before, if you've counted your chickens before they've hatched before, and you've told everyone about it and then felt like an idiot, going, oh, but this guy, and he's the one, and then you go on one day and it's definitely not. Then you're just embarrassed because you've already told all your friends that they're the one, and it was just your imagination, you know. So if you found yourself in that state before, how have you felt after that? Have you felt embarrassed or ashamed? Let me know in the comments, because sometimes we set ourselves up for failure like that, and we make ourselves feel really bad about ourselves, beat ourselves up for it afterward, and works against us. So take your time here, Temperance. Oh, especially Four of Inspiration, take your time to commit. So the Four of Inspiration is the marriage card, and so you could be getting married in your head when you've only just started chatting with someone online. Slow yourself down. You're setting yourself up for failure with a pattern here. And it doesn't have to be about your love life. It could be about anything. It could be about jobs or anything. You know, so sure that you're going to get that house, and your bid's going to be accepted, or you're going to win that thing, and then you don't, and it's horrible when you don't. So don't set yourself up for failure. Just take your time and try and ground yourself in reality. What's behind this? Growth. And so your higher self does want you to have the stuff that you want, but you need to grow. So just like a 2-year-old can't be an astronaut yet. So you can't have these things that you're wishing for when you're being all fantasy like that 2-year-old as well. So Three of Swords, you're going to get your heart broken this week. Sorry, but it's you that's doing it. Your fantasy is going to come crashing to the ground, but it was just a fantasy. Three of Swords, what's this heartbreak? The Magician, you manifested it. So you thought something was manifesting, it doesn't, and you break your own heart to show you. It's not that you can't create it, you can, but you can't create it through fantasy. It's got to be grounded in reality, grounded in your stability. because that's a self-loving thing. The imagining the pie in the sky kind of thing, the perfection, then it not turning out to be so, and then beating ourselves up about it and feeling a lot of shame and guilt and all of that stuff about it. That is a self-violence kind of a state. It's not self-love to do that to ourselves. What's behind this? Discernment, making choices, better choices for yourself, being more discerning, grounding in reality. So the King of Cups, who's this? If you've got a King of Cups in your life, Aquarius, someone that wants to love you here, someone that's all in the feels. Who's this King of Cups character? Yes, you do. It's the lover. Some of you, Aquarius, you've got a King of Cups character who wants to love you, coming into your life here. Ooh. What are you going to do with them, Aquarius? Is this the one that's not going to be a long-term thing? I don't know. What's behind this King of Cups coming into their life? All the more reason to ground yourself as well. So, because all of this might not be about your love life, and you've got someone coming in here. So, especially if you've done that in the past, been fantasizing about this King of Cups, like, we're going to get married. This is the one. I can just tell. I can feel it. They're my soulmate, my twin flame. What's behind this? Changes. Changes need making within you, I think. I don't know. Or it could be someone coming into your life that wants to love you, be your lover, and that requires change in your life too. But let's find out. So, what is going on in Aquarius's love life? What's the energies around Aquarian's love life this week? Love yourself first. Absolutely. So if you're not loving yourself first, whatever kind of lover comes in this week is not going to be right for you. They're not going to love you. You can only get a match to how you're being to yourself. If you're loving yourself, if you're already doing that stuff, yes, you're going to get a match to you then. Someone that's going to love you. You need to love yourself first. I mean, it's just true. There's no getting around it. And it seems so unfair because isn't it those that feel they're like least loved that should be loved by someone else? No, the universe doesn't work like that. Because if you're feeling the least loved yourself, you're not seeing reality as it is. There's plenty of love to go around, and once we heal ourselves, then we're putting more love energy. If you're kind of a victim to things, you're not putting you're not adding love energy into the world. If you're doing the self-love thing, you're adding love energy into the world, and it's just the way it works. It's the law of attraction. It's the way it works. So you need to love yourself first, and then attract someone that's going to love you right. You need to love yourself right first. A new start is coming. A real new start is coming. Not this temporary thing this week, which is just born of delusion. Illusion, delusion, same, hey? Oh, it's a big lesson for you this week, Aquarius. And it could be about this King of Cups coming in. It's not that they're not what they seem. It's that they're not what you imagine. Action. You have the courage to express the unique loving colours of your soul. That's great. So you are going to be shining with this King of Cups here. I mean, you're going to be putting yourself out there with them, flirting with them, showing off kind of thing. It's nice. But you've got camera here as well. So something about this being a replay of a certain dynamic that was in the past. You've got a runner here and you've got seduction. So someone's seducing. No, it's you seducing them, I just heard. Oh, okay. So you're seducing them to try and hook them in, and they're doing a runner. So the seducer's like, come here, and the runner's like, running off. Well, that could be you, the runner. Fear of intimacy there. No, it doesn't feel like it, because with the seduction, I said straight away, you're being seduced, and I was told, no, you're doing the seducing and someone's running from you. This is a pattern from the past. You don't want this. It's not going to last. New start is coming, but it's got to come from self-love first, right? The new start that you really want in relationships is going to come through self-love, of course. It's always the way. Anything that you want, in fact. The new job, the money, everything comes through self-love. I never realized it until I started doing it a few years ago for myself personally, and wow, it just changed everything. And it changes everything at once kind of thing when you've got it, when you really loving yourself body and soul like this, body and soul. What does that mean? Well, think about it this way. Think about you as being a little child that lives within your heart, your inner child, right? How can you love and care for that inner child? What would you do with that child? Would you have them in situations? Would you let them like dream up some perfect thing and fantasy and say, yes, yes, you're right, go for it? Or would you try and bring them back down to earth there? I'm not talking about, I can't say that, Spirit. I'm not talking about pooping all over their dreams. I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about being critical. I'm talking about when the kid is in the bad kind of thing going, um, being delusional, you know? You would bring them back down to reality. Maybe that's not the best. But loving yourself, body and soul, taking good care of yourself, not putting yourself in tricky situations, shielding yourself from the bad people, because there's bad people out there that don't want to love you. And so you need to do all of that stuff, be loving yourself, body and soul. Now, this could also be about health, fitness, changing your lifestyle. Deep breathing is what I'm doing at the moment. Trying to retrain myself to breathe deeply, to calm my nervous system down. You've got a merry motive here, so you're not doing so bad. I mean, don't let this reading make you think that you're totally off track. You're not. You're not. It's just that, that self-love path, it always comes around. We get told again, oh, Aquarius, not loving yourself quite right. Step it up there, because that is the path to what you've been asking for, what you've been wishing for, and what energies do you need to tap into within yourself. This week, you've got service here. You stop using the universe to try and get what you want and start asking love to use you. You offer all, I want to be of service. Ironically, many desires become fulfilled without grasping or manipulation. So it's more of this letting go, isn't it? This letting go energy here. And also, you're enough. You are enough, Aquarius. It doesn't have to be big and fancy. In fact, when you go for big and fancy, they're the delusions, right? That's when you come crashing down to earth. That fancy, fancy job, that fancy car, that fancy relationship, that fancy person that's got all those fancy things. They tend to be narcissists, right? It's the delusion, it's the illusion. And so, those fancy blingy things as well, it's all an illusion. You are enough. The innermost heart says you're enough. Nowhere to go, nothing to get, nothing to change. No need to grow more deserving. You, Aquarius, yes, you are love. And you're loved, Aquarius, as well. And you deserve all those things that you want. So start loving yourself this week and notice what's going on this week and realize that it's showing you where you are too much in your imagination of this idea of perfection and not grounded in reality there. There you have it, Aquarius. Be sure to check out your Sun, your Moon, your Rising, and your Venus sign for that complete picture as well. Because, don't just have this going on. You've got other stuff going on. We're all complex, we're a mixture. I tend to resonate strongly with my Sun sign, yes, but even more strongly with my Moon and Venus and Mercury sign, which are all the same. So check those out too. Don't forget to click that like button down there, and while you're down there, click on that subscribe button along with that notification bell. And I'd love to hear from you as well, so share in your comments what you're going through. And yeah, have the best week ever, Aquarius. I'll see you next time.